You want to know how to deal with bourbon inflation? Just keep buying bourbon.
So sad, but true. We're part of the problem.
Yes. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
I'm Zach.
And today we are very excited because we're going to review the old Russell 13 Batch 4.
Yeah. So we posted on the old Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere we kind of post, about how Wild Turkey ended up doing a release that day.
Yeah.
It was crazy how much they had. I'll share a picture with Dave and let's see if he puts it in the video or not. Show you how many cases of Russell's 13 there was. But apparently there was like close to 600 bottles that they released down there at the distillery.
That's the old William Hemingway 15 going on there.
It was literally a pallet, which, to be frank with you, it's freaking awesome. I've heard rumors, by the way, that they, like, Wild Turkey now gets so much of their quote-unquote allocation now, like, for the gift shop, to do a gift shop release. I don't know if that's true or not. I guess I should ask Bo that while I was down there, but anyways.
It's all right.
So, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, the bottle.
There were 600.
There's like 600 bottles.
Yeah, a bunch.
Was lucky. Was able to grab one. I just so happened to be down there because I was recording stuff for a project down the road.
Yep.
And then I had some stuff to do down there as well, urban related. So it just really worked out. So
and Fridays never work out for me.
The one day a week he has to work.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I guess you technically work like
I work other days.
You work a day and a half because, Sunday mornings you work.
I work other days, but the freedom I have on those other days is exponentially more than on Friday.
That's fair. So, anyways, going back to Batch 4, pretty much everything stays the same for it, except for one major thing. It's obviously made by Wild Turkey. It's 114.3 proof. It is aged 13 years. I'm unsure of the barrel blend. I don't know if this is like Batch 1 where there's much older stocks or whatever. I don't know. You at least know it's at least 13 years old.
Are you sure that Sagamore didn't produce this one this year? Sagamore. You said everything's the same except for...
Oh, except for the price.
Yeah, the price. Sagamore put this one out this year. Russell's just said, you know what? I don't want to do it.
Sure. It's all Sagamore.
Yeah.
The price is now $150. At first, I didn't love that until I heard one of my favorite local stores decide to say, hey, you think $150 is expensive? Let me show you something. They doubled it.
Yeah.
Didn't love that idea, actually.
Just to show you bourbon inflation.
It's
2 years ago, this bottle came out for the first time ever. $65 and some change.
An amazing bottle, by the way.
Yes.
Amazing.
100 to 120, I think, year two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were actually debating this.
Yeah,
if you know it, leave it in the comments below, and also while you're there, hitting that like, subscribe, notification button.
All those
if you remember what the prices were 2 years ago? Or
no, it was last year.
Last year's price, I'm sorry. Sure, I could Google it, but that's what you're here for. You all can let us know. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. And then this year, $150. So here's a look into next year when this will be a whopping $4,000.
Gosh, stop. Yeah, and this actually really hurts because like Wild Turkey is such like the working man bourbon. It's such like a blue collar kind of brand.
Yeah.
So whenever they raise prices, like I take that kind of personally in a weird way. So
I can understand that.
Also, and I want to talk to him more because I just want to make sure it's clear on this. So before everybody gets on to me about it, I'll see what I can figure out and I'll post in the comments below or description. But there's been a lot of debate about, there's a batch 4 and a batch 5 because it's all about, the only way you can find out is by reading the, whatchamacallit down here?
There's like a little...
The barcode thing down here?
Yeah, the little laser code.
Laser code?
Yeah.
So this one says it's the LLLE1.
I'm assuming there's going to be an LLLE2.
Maybe. What I have been told is it's all batch 4. It's just you had 2 separate bottling days.
Oh, okay.
So everything, like it's all
Everything
supposed
should
to
be
the
the
same
same.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's just 2 different days of bottling. I don't know if that's true or not. I meant to try to figure that out and clarify that before this review, but I didn't have time. Also, to give you guys a heads up, there's supposedly a lot of this. Like, hearing numbers like close to like 18,000 bottles. So that's a lot of product.
Well, that should keep the secondary monsters down.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, on to the review. Right away, like, it smells sweet. There's like just a sweet and a dark, like and even some, like a little bit of dark fruit in that.
Yeah.
And I get a whiff of honey in there.
So I get like a, if it was a type of cookie am I sitting here thinking of? Sugar cookie. Like a sugar cookie dough.
Mm. Hmm. It's got a lot of things that I like in the nose.
I was going to say, there is some nice oak to it. You can smell the proof on it, which is really hard to describe because what does age smell like? So that's terrible, depending on where you go to. I do agree with the fruit. Now, full transparency. I cracked this open the day I got it and was drinking on it. So I have some opinions on it. Dave, this is the first time you've had Batchmore, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. From the first time I had it, I feel like I remember the nose being a little bit more oomph, like a little bit more.
I feel like there's an ethanol in
there.
it that kind of wants to.
There's a little bit.
But only when I stick my nose like deep down in the glass, like I like to do.
On that palate, the fruits and the sugars and the oak, that is there.
I think the oak really stands out.
Yeah.
That's odd because, not odd, but that's just so vastly different than the last two. The
last three
batches or whatever.
No, I agree. This has so much more icing, like an icing kind of like artificial. It's hard to describe, like an artificial dessert icing flavor. And after you try it on the palate, on that nose, it kind of pops. I remember that from the first time I tried it. That's what I didn't. The first time I tried it, I remember getting that right away, and I didn't get it on the second time around. And now it's coming back. It's so much more desserty, but in a sugar kind of way. Like, not like I don't get as much chocolate.
I still think it's like a
darker,
dark fruit pump in your face.
I get red fruit. I do get fruit though.
I consider like red dark. That's just my. But I can see. Yeah, that marshmallow on the. It's definitely sweet. Right at the, like, to me, at the finish.
The front of the palate. It's I'm reflecting back from whenever I had it the first time. It's not as bad, but the front of the palate is like a little muted. Like when it sits there on your tongue and it's like first, like, you're taking a sip of it, it's like nothing. And then it quickly evolves into something. It's just different.
I feel like the oak after that first drink kind of wavers a little bit. Like it doesn't feel as oaky on the second and third drink.
It doesn't, and I think that's whenever, I do agree, I think your fruit starts to rise a little bit more out of that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So where I think like it first starts out with a lot more oak and a little bit of spice on the back end.
Yeah.
I think both those tend to go away and a little bit more of that fruit comes out.
Yeah.
It's not that delicious, amazing berry note that you got on the first batch.
No.
But it does kind of stick out.
Yes. This definitely tastes a whole lot I don't know if this is the right word or not, but it'll be the word that I think it tastes deep, like thick, like thicker and like deep. Like it just,
I agree.
there's like a hardiness to it, a little bit more hardiness to it than what batch one, like what I remember batch one having. I haven't had it in.
Don't you dare say anything bad about batch
I
one.
know. I love batch one. That's what I'm comparing this to.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I was looking at batch one or this one, and I had a choice to purchase one of those, it'd be batch one still.
And the finish is nice.
The finish is nice.
The finish is, it has some staying power to it. You can really feel it like right up in here. I do enjoy it. Actually, I enjoy this a lot more the first time around. I enjoy this a lot more now than the first time I had
I feel like you pick up on something different, like with every sip that I've had. I just got kind of like a brown sugary note right towards at the end of that one on that drink.
Yeah.
That I really liked. Like it was a sweetness that wasn't there before, right on the back of the palate. So
I will say the one thing, and I don't always hate this note as long as it's not overpowering. But Wild Turkey sometimes has like that medicinal note, that medicinal cherry note. There's a hint of that on the nose and on the palate.
I don't get that, but that's like, I know that's like, I'll probably get it now that you said it. I'll be like, oh yeah,
Speak
I do
it
smell
into
that.
existence.
Yeah, no.
Some people really don't like that at all. Some people are totally fine. Like it doesn't bug me.
Yeah, no, I don't think it bugs me either.
But
it just is. If it's overpowering, I don't necessarily love it. But when it's just subtle, yeah, it's not bad at all.
All right. So if you have to rank them off memory,
1, 4, 2, and 3 are just kind of. I can't. Which I think it was the K. Whichever one that
I
was.
think we went 1, 3, 2.
Yes.
I think that's what we did.
Yeah, I think it's 3, but now I would go 1, 4, 3, 2.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree. I think this beats both of last year's.
It feels more complex than the other ones.
Yeah. Now here's the real grand question. If this is love Russells, love their picks. You think of like that silver dollar pick that we had that we absolutely love, just fire. Is that this much better than that one?
No.
So I don't think so either.
No. But
it's still really great though.
Yeah.
Or, no, it's really good to great. I think it's the best way of summing it up. I think batch one was so crazy special. Like, I don't know. I mean, is there a Russell's pick somewhere I could try that would probably beat it? Sure. I can't think of one off top of my head.
I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a unicorn bottle come out of this again at some point. But because the first one was the unicorn bottle for them,
yeah, that's true.
We put everything else to it.
Yeah,
and so
it kind of has a standard.
I mean, you should have come out with
a lot of channels, and a lot of media picked that. We had that in our top 10. A lot of other people had that. Some people had it number 1. Like Fred, I think, picked it. I think a couple of magazines, other people, they picked it as number 1. So I think it's good. I don't have an issue spending it. Well, I mean, I don't love spending $150 on a bottle of bourbon, but I'm okay with spending $150 on it. Would I rather have this for $300? No, I don't think I would probably spend the secondary pricing on that.
No, I'd just buy another William Heaven-Hill 15.
Well, I mean, at retail, sure.
I mean, secondary is still a
$4.55, I think, but
yeah.
But here's the thing: you're starting to have a debate, though.
Yeah.
Would you rather work more overtime, and do something like that?
Yep,
that's fair.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. Well, tell us if you've had this and you enjoy it. Till next time.
We'll see you.
We'll see you.